wants to be king!
Before I get into the topic today, I want to take a brief moment and give a heartfelt thank you and a word of appreciation for all of you men and the few women who make up the subscriber base on this channel. What I'm doing here is not for me. It's not for any sort of personal accolades or anything along the lines of recognition for myself. This channel is 100% based on trying to help those who come here looking for guidance. Those of you who have come here and stayed, remained, those of you who have shared their story, your progress with me, those of you who have shared their pain, their fears, and their plight in life. I want all you guys to know that I sincerely appreciate every bit of courage that it took to share those things, and I appreciate that greatly. Today I want to ask you guys a very simple question. Do you respect yourself? Now I know off the muscle, most people are going to be like, oh yeah man, yeah fool, I totally respect myself. But do you really? If you look up the definition for respect, it's somewhere along the lines of extreme admiration for someone or something that's elicited by their accomplishments or their achievements. So you look at something and you have a very deep appreciation for that thing or that person for what they've done or who they are. And so when I ask you that question, do you respect yourself, and you say yes, the next question I would have for you is, well, why? What about you is so respect worthy? You know, that's a hard question to answer. That's a hard thing to look at, because if you look at the condition of the modern day male, if you look at the condition of the modern man, especially in this country, there's little reason to respect a man outside of the respect one would have for another human being as a human. But as far as accomplishments go, as far as looking at someone and really having respect for them for their accomplishments or their achievements, when you look at the people that most people respect today, those people are trash. And what you respect, what you admire, is their success, their position, their fame. But most people that reach this level of celebrity, if you will, behind closed doors, these people are the least respect-worthy folks on the planet. These people are pieces of shit. And so when your idols, when your deities, when your leaders, when your gurus are pieces of shit, that's what you aspire to, how can you respect yourself? How can you respect that type of person? You know, one of the hardest things about my program, and one of the reasons why so many people get excited about it and then put it down, is because you have to do the work yourself. My program was inspired by 75 Hard, but I made it through that program without any sort of problem, without any sort of hiccup, because I don't have a discipline problem. The only thing that I didn't do is take a picture of myself and post it online every day, because I don't do that shit. I think that is feminine, and I don't do it. For those that do, for those that believe in it, for those who grow their population for it, good on you. But I just have a real problem taking selfies. I think that that's a vaginal move. But outside of that, the reading, the training twice a day, drinking the water, all those were easy. And so when I was going through my plight, I needed something that looked inside of myself, not somebody telling me what they thought I should fix or what worked for them, but me really analyzing myself, taking a look at the man that I was, actually the little boy that I still was, and looking at that and saying, how can we fix this? And when I did that, what I saw was a man that I neither liked nor respected. And so what I had to do was do some really hard soul searching. And as I did this process, I lied to myself over and over again, trying to cover for this person that I had become, the person that I, somewhere inside of me, wanted to remain, the same person that I could not respect. Today, what I see when I listen to the stories of men and young boys who get just railroaded by women, when I hear of men and boys who are taken advantage of on a job site or at school, they're bullied, all of these things boil down to a very, very simple, fundamental lack of a component that all males should be instilled from a very young age, and that's self-respect. And you should be able to look at the man that you see in the mirror every night, and you should be able to nod and say, you killed this shit today, bro. Not in a fake facade, but that you actually march toward the person that you wanted to be. See, in this culture, we're taught to look externally for our heroes, for our leaders. We want somebody else to tell us what to do. And I've tried to make it very clear from the beginning of this channel, I'm not here to try to tell you what to do. You do whatever the hell you want to do. You do it the way you want to do it. What I'm trying to do is help those who truly want to get to the point they want to be in life, avoid the pitfalls of the ego and the stupid shit that so many of us fall into. On the Discord the other day, one of the men who subscribed to the 90 Day of Suck program to engage, to be held accountable, he asked me why I do what I do. And it's very simple. I do this because I wish that I would have had somebody tell me these hard truths. I wish that I would have had somebody tell me the truth about how I was the reason why everything was going wrong, instead of reinforcing all the lies, instead of allowing me to lie to myself, to deceive myself. It took going to the penitentiary and men in there telling me, man, this is all on you. And you can run to Jesus and you can do all of this stuff, but until you decide to make change, until you decide to take responsibility of your life, you're going to keep doing this shit over and over again. And he was right. Because some of the dudes that are in that space, every time they go in there, they pick up the Bible, they start praying to Jesus, and they don't fix themselves. They never learn how to respect themselves, and when they get out, they fall again. They forget about Jesus. They forget about the promises they made. They forget about everything they said they were going to do. And they go right back to disrespecting themselves and disrespecting their job, their duty as men, as fathers, as brothers, as sons, as men. When I was younger, we misunderstood what respect meant. To us, we respected those that we feared. As I got older, I come to realize that many of those that we feared were more broken and scared than we were. That's why they showed up as monsters. That monster has to protect his feelings, because once you touch those feelings, he doesn't have the ability to deal with it. He doesn't have the emotional maturity or the blueprint of manhood. And so he has to stay a monster and react to everything with anger and violence, aggression. I once thought that that was the makings of a man. And I come to realize that a real man has all of those capabilities, but he respects himself and he respects his position in life enough to harness those things and only use them if and when they're absolutely necessary. So many people walk around demanding respect, expecting the world to respect them, show them appreciation just because they showed up. The real truth in life, gentlemen, is there are no participation trophies. If you're a loser and you accept being a loser, you're fat, out of shape, worthless as a man, you don't deserve to be respected outside of your humanity. And to say that you respect yourself when you don't even have enough care for yourself to take care of yourself physically, that's an outright lie. So many men and young boys ask me, what can I do? What can I do to feel better? What can I do to be more aggressive? What can I do to add to my masculinity? All of these different questions are the same thing. What can I do to garner respect for myself, from myself, and the rest of the world? The answer is very simple. Become a strong, capable man. Pretend that you're on a reality show and that you're being watched at all times. At all times, somebody's watching you, listening to you. They hear your lies. They hear you procrastinate. They see you sneak that donut when you say that you're tired of being a fat ass. Imagine that you're being watched every second of every day of your life, and live your life the way you would if you knew that that was the case. Because if you knew that was the case, you wouldn't do the things that you hide from the world and from yourself. If you can just keep in mind that you should be keeping an eye on yourself like that, you should be watching yourself like that. Make sure that the man that you're watching, the man that you see, is a man that you can truly respect. And you should only respect that which you want to become. So that means you got a lot of work to do. Get after it. Out.